Welcome to footballgameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Emory Hunt, the czar of the playbook. Bring you an NFL matchup between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now let's start with the Bengals offense coming to this matchup. One thing that's important, guys, you guys were able to get to some balance against the Saints, and that's why you guys were able to have some offensive success. So you coming into this matchup against the Steelers, aggressive style 3-4 defense. One thing that's important, running downhill. So it's up to your interior offensive line to control the nose tackle of the Pittsburgh Steelers, which is Casey Hampton. So you guys have to make sure you come in, dominate up front. Therefore, you'll be able to run the football downhill. So that's what's important. That's the key matchup. Interior offensive line play has to be crucial against the Pittsburgh Steelers. That way you neutralize the rest of that D-line and that pass rush. You'll be able to find the fourth and fifth guy in that 3-4 pressure. So interior offensive line play has to be huge this week in order for the run game to have some success. Now, when you're throwing the football, you guys, we talk about it every week, you guys have outstanding targets in Shipley, Gresham, Ocho Cinco, and Owens. Spread the Steelers out, and therefore you'll be able to attack these guys vertically because they still struggle back there in the secondary. You guys have the offensive weapons to make plays. That's what's important. Spread these guys out, take advantage of that secondary. Now, you look at your defensive side of the football. Carlos Dunlap has been coming on later on this season. He's been getting a lot of pressure, so that's going to be important. He's going to have to get pressure. He's going to have to live on the opposite side of that line of scrimmage. Constant pressure on Roethlisberger forces Roethlisberger to keep his eyes in front of him and not down the field where you guys struggle in coverage. So look for you guys to get more pressure, turn up the heat on Roethlisberger, and you should be able to have some success against the Steelers offense. So that's going to be key. Dunlap's pressure is going to be important. If you guys can constantly cause havoc in that backfield, that can help you guys out tremendously. Now for Pittsburgh, offensively, you guys also can run the football off tackle. One thing that I noticed about the Bengals, they struggle getting to the point of attack. Those outside linebackers are getting there just a half a second late, which is allowing the tackle and tight ends to get up ahead of them and get to them, beat them to the point of attack, and therefore they're able to get the offenses are able to get the edge in the running game. So you guys have to make sure you run off tackle against the Cincinnati Bengals. Force these guys to move laterally instead of downhill, and you guys can have some success running the football. Now, passing the football, you know the Bengals struggle in their secondary, preferably the safety spot, in particular the safety spot. So that's one thing you want to attack. Find ways to get individual matchups on the safeties, isolate the safeties in the pass game, and you can be able to have some success throwing the football against Cincinnati. Now, defensively, switch up your coverage. One thing that the Bengals struggle with is A-gap and B-gap protection. Guys are getting pressured down the middle of that offensive line. You guys should be able to confuse that offensive line protection with your exotic blitz schemes, and therefore you'll be able to have some success getting to Palmer. And if you can disrupt Palmer's timing, that football is going to come out quickly, and you guys have an aggressive defense that makes a lot of plays. Linebackers can catch interceptions, and your secondary can catch interceptions. It's just the fact that they have problems in coverage when the pressure doesn't get there. So if you guys can get damage that A-gap and B-gap, that's going to help you guys out. That's going to cause a lot of plays for you guys to be making in that secondary. That's going to help you guys out tremendously. And your special teams aspect, you can't allow your kickers to cost you the football game. You guys have to make all your kicks when you get down the red zone. If the Bengals are able to hold you guys have to make sure you get points out those possessions. I'm going with Pittsburgh at home. This is a team that got slapped around pretty hard last year by the Bengals, but they were able to beat the Bengals this season, and they're going to come in and want to sweep these guys. So this is going to be a close conference matchup, a bunch of guys that want to get these Bengals shut up. So look for the Pittsburgh Steelers to come in at home, take care of business, and knock out the Bengals. For more NFL previews, visit footballgameplan.com/NFL or visit our YouTube channel at youtube.com/footballgameplan.